What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning into this new video. Some of you have been asking, where's the G? What are you doing to the G next? Do you still have the G? Well, the answer is yes, I still have the G. Here it is. And today we're going to be doing some maintenance. The main thing is going to be installing the TBW aluminum undershroud, as well as a quick oil change, oil filter, and then I'm going to be installing some new fog light bulbs. These ones are kind of, well, you can't really tell, but when they are on, the one side is lit up, the other side isn't. So we'll be doing those couple things today on the G, just freshening it up a little bit, doing some maintenance, installing this undershroud that I've had for quite a while now, about a year. And while it's up in the air, I may do a tire rotation. That's the nice thing about running a square setup. I know a lot of you guys run staggered. It comes staggered stock. The setup I have now is square. One of the main reasons is so I can rotate my tires. The rears are getting a little worn, so I may swap them over to the fronts, and just to keep the wear even. So I haven't had an aluminum undershroud for a long time now. As you know, they're kind of flimsy. They fall off. You have to pretty much remove it to change the oil. But it is very important to have an undershroud, whether it's the aluminum or the plastic. It just keeps the whole cooling area sealed, keeps the radiator operating more efficiently, and it also protects obviously your vital engine pieces down here. Since mine's been off, a little rock or stone, whatever, came up, chipped this off. This is, I'm pretty sure, connected to the power steering, because I lost power steering when this got disconnected. So you got a lot of stuff under here that could be damaged, so installing that aluminum undershroud will not only protect those pieces, but it also makes getting to the oil drain bolt as well as the filter a little bit easier. So as you can see, the car is already jacked up, so I'm going to go ahead and get this box open and check out what's inside. Alright guys, here's the undershroud. We got it all unwrapped. Just a simple, couple pieces of aluminum. I got the TBW one. Z1 makes one as well. They're pretty much the same. Then you have this little oil door here to access the drain bolt. So this big piece goes up first, both to the back and then the front of the subframe area, or one of the bumper support beams underneath. That goes there like that, and then this one goes on top of it and bolts together through those holes and then onto the bumper there. And what's nice about this kit, it gives you all new hardware here. Your extruded U-nuts, bolts, some clips. And that's great, because if you're like me, you have old bolts and clips just hanging there. I got some stuff zip tied. So I'm gonna go ahead, get all these old bolts, clips, everything off of there. Also have to straighten out this little bracket piece that actually bent up. I think the same time this got damaged. So another reason again why this is a beneficial piece to have on here. So I'm going to get everything all cleaned up, put all the new clips on, and then we'll get this thing installed. I am going to go ahead and change the oil first, just to make things easier before we put all of our new pieces on. Alright, so we got the drain pan. We're going to start changing this oil. Pulled off the fill cap. I decided to pull off the K&N filters just to knock them off a little bit. This is just how much I've neglected this car. It has a freaking tumbleweed in the intake there, and then this is just absolutely disgusting. I'm pretty much ashamed of myself to be showing you this, but yeah, I'm just figured I'd share what happens when you're crazy busy and you neglect your car, unfortunately. Alright, so we got oil change done, fresh new K&N filter. So the part number, if you're interested, is HP1008. It's the same for the VHR and the HR as well. This is the oil filter I try and use when I can. Just good quality, and it has the 1-inch nut that's welded onto it, so it's easy to take on and off. Also cleaned and re-oiled the drop-in filters. I just couldn't stand just knocking them out. There was still crap in there, so now they're nice and clean. That one's in, just gotta throw that back in. So now while I'm, the car's jacked up, before I put the undershroud on, I'm going to go ahead and throw in these LED bulbs for the fog lights. Should be 2 screws here, or in my case a screw and a zip tie. So we'll just go ahead, clip that zip tie off. And then go ahead and get this 10mm screw off of here. And as suspected, I broke this little clip off of here. Pretty much every one I have is broken. It's rusted thanks to the northeast winters before I came down to Florida. But anyway, once those are out, you can pull this back, get your hand up in here, and twist loose the fog light bulb. So there we have it. So I got a nice new LED bulbs here. We're just going to go ahead and plug these in. Just like that. And then obviously install in the reverse order. And hopefully these go in. I've had some trouble with finding exactly the right size, especially with these aftermarket bulbs. Alright, there we go. There's driver's side, which is the yellow fog and the original HIDs. And then you have the passenger side. And let me see if I can get both in there together. So, new, old. Let me know what you think. I kind of like the yellow. Looks better off camera. It's a nice little contrast. Gonna clean up the lenses, obviously, because they're disgusting. So let me replace this one with the yellow one, and I'll get those all the clips and everything set up for the undershroud to go on next. Alright guys, so I got everything prepped underneath, the new extruded U-nuts along here. A couple of the spots, the old ones are just rusted onto the nuts and everything, so I just took them off because with what I have here will be enough to hold everything up in place. And then back here, where are we? So I wasn't able to bend this out. It's pretty strong, and I feel like if I do bend it out, it might just break. But it'll be mounted here. I believe possibly here. I gotta line it up, not sure, but definitely here. I have this other mounting point here, as well as on the end right here. New bolts or screws right here. So I'm gonna start with that big piece, and you can watch me struggle as I get it in place. Alright guys, there you have it. The undershroud is all tightened up and snug against the body. Everything is solid. On this passenger, or rather the driver's side, I had a couple extra clips laying around, so I was able just to get them to pop in there, just keep everything together. The fit and finish is amazing. Even these clips, usually you get clips, they're kind of crappy, but these fit in perfectly. Everything tightened up great. The driver's side is just my fault of having things, you know, rusted up, getting ripped out. So but I'm very impressed with this, and I'm glad to have something under here protecting the vitals of the car again, and it'll just help with better cooling for the radiator and just keep everything solid, you know, on the bottom side of the bumper. Again, unfortunately some damage here. The lip is cracked, so that still moves around, but everything else is solid under here now. Alright guys, so there you have it. Got the G back on the channel. I've been wanting to install this thing for a long time. I've just been waiting for something else to happen. You know, get sucked up under the car, run over a brick, or who the heck knows. But I'm glad I finally got this on. It's a very easy install. This is something you can do. All it was all you need is a 10mm wrench, maybe a flathead screwdriver, if to do those clips. But there's nothing to it. Just jack up the car. Make sure you support it on jack stands, of course, and get under there, install this. And if I didn't have those old clips to take off and all the rusted crap, this would have taken me no more than really like a half hour, if that. It's a great product. It's like $200, maybe $215 or so shipped. So it's definitely something I would recommend. It's not necessarily a performance modification, but it keeps everything underneath safe, so it just avoids any damage. So I definitely highly recommend it. That plastic one that comes stock, I'm sure most of you are either missing it or it was torn up like mine was, and I just ended up ripping it the rest of the way off. So I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the update in this install video with the G. Like I said, we got the new fog lights installed, or the bulbs rather, the undershroud, and we did a quick oil change. I'm going to go ahead, do a tire rotation. I'm not going to bore you with that, obviously. That's something I'm sure you've seen a million times. But I'm going to go ahead and do that and then get this car back down on the ground. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Again, highly recommend this piece, whether you get the Z1 undershroud, the TBW one. It's just something I would highly recommend just to protect that underside and just keep the the cooling efficiency there for the car. So good luck working on your car if this is something you choose to do. Again, if you have any questions, just drop them down below. I'll be sure to try and stay up to date as best as I can on answering those questions. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.